Does anyone else want to do a roleplay thing?
I do have my thing that I want to do with the dreamscape, but
Okay. Ciara, did you want to do something?
Yes.
All right, yeah, we'll do you first.
Ciara probably is having a hard time sleeping because it's the first time she's above ground, so like granted for working, so it's nice, but there's canopy, it's just too worth it. So window, like the moonlight's too bright, it's comfortable, it's not uncomfortable, but it's not comfortable enough somehow, and she sort of just sits awake in her room for a minute and just, I imagine that Drow have this ability, since they're all connected with fear track, there is a sense of like there's something there. Probably sits there and like ponders if she can feel anything, or like since she sort of broke that, or maybe she's afraid of trying to feel it. So she's just sort of like sitting up, upset, and so she's like, and when she can no longer like deal with it, she wants to go out and look at the stars because they're much more tolerable. Yeah, it's much more distracting.
Okay, yeah, you sit in the darkness. It's a new type of darkness, something you're not used to, because like underground, everything's dark, and so like you're used to it in a way, but like this is new because like you added a whole new element of like the grayscale has expanded like tenfold now, and so she's just like, it's just uncomfortable because it's jarring, and she can't settle because it's so foreign. And as a drow, like you do feel this like tether, and it's stronger in the darkness. Just like it's a small thrumming presence of, you get it's something that you've grown used to as a drow, like I'm still here and you are still mine. And some drow actually find comfort in that. You don't.
No.
And
it feels like more of a tether of guilt.
Yeah. And you go out to the stars, look out, and you see there's a balcony, so you can go out just to the balcony and just kind of hang out there. And over to the right, there's another balcony, and Celiana's out there. And she looks over at you and says, "Oh, good evening. Could you not sleep, perchance?"
Couldn't sleep. Not yet. Good evening. What about you? Sort of twitchy, so she's like,
She's leafing through a notebook that she has. She says, "Well, regardless of where I am, my business still goes on, and I still have numbers to keep track of, and a whole pile of paperwork back home. And I will have to..." She just closes the book and sighs. "I don't know what to think about this right now." And then there's this moment where you can tell she wants to ask you something, but like she's kind of biding her time because you're strangers. And then she leans over her balcony and she "So, you said your name was Slanahode."
briefly, yeah. Just like I mentioned it briefly, yeah.
"Are you related to Dara?"
Yeah. Just like takes a moment as if she's like, what can this information reflect? And so she's like, yeah.
"Do you And she kind of like, well, we'll see.
If it lapses into a silence, she's like, oh, she's the mother. Dara, yeah.
Dara's your dad.
Dara, sorry, just kidding.
Dara's your dad. Saiv is your mom. And Rian's your uncle.
Yeah. Yep. Sorry, and I guess I switched with my dad.
It's your dad.
Okay.
Oh.
Which piques her interest.
Do you know what happened to him? I owe a great debt to your father. He helped me a long time ago, and I wanted to see where he was.
Did you go to a tight space?
Well, as I'm sure you have gathered, Keyanthi and I have a very controlling grandfather. And there was such a time in which I tried to flee from him with a young lover of mine. And your father did help us to escape to the south. Though through no fault of Dara, we were found out. My grandfather's just well connected, and I was brought home kicking and screaming. Regardless, I would like to reconnect with Dara.
Truth be told, your guess is as good as mine. I haven't seen him in a long time. In fact, kind of why I'm not here.
Oh. Well,
although, truth be told, and the podcast is where to start.
Well, he did help me to get to the southern continent. I do believe he set up some sort of base of operations there. I know if this was about 15 years ago, I don't see any reason why he'd want to come back to this continent of Ioneer. So if you want to find him, I would try there. Sorry, I don't have any more information. I'll try to keep my contacts aware, but I have a limited stretch when it comes to the south. The war between the Sun Elves and the Confederacy is waged on for a long time and made a mess of things.
It's actually quite helpful. If I find him, I'll definitely extend your thanks.
Appreciate it.
I'm sure he'll remember.
She, you see her study you? You have his eyes.
Yeah. she probably remembered that, and so she just be like, hey.
Well, I'm sure he would be pleased to see you. He spoke of you briefly, as business associates do, but he was pleased with you.
Did he ever talk to you about anything else? Like, what it's like to and like Kiara sort of gets really contemplative for a moment, like her eyes sort of like her brow like kind of hardens, and she just sort of seems to be stealing herself for a moment, and she just could give you any clues about what it's like to believe nothing except for what you're doing. Anything at all.
He never directly said anything like that, but I could tell he had a conflict in himself. You know, he, when he would speak of you, he'd lighten up. But there's a sadness to him that I couldn't grasp. I think he, in his own way, felt that he had to do what was right to himself. And that's what I would gather from your father, is that he's a complicated man, and not everything is so black and white with him. So
yeah, sounds like him. Do you know what I think it was? If it's anything like what he feels right now, I'm thinking he's hoping that one day he'll feel so like trapped. It's like you do something to ensure that there is someone out there who feels free, but at the same time you're never sure that you can grasp that feeling too. But that's just me supposing. So she's sort of like, looks at this guy. This guy's right.
I guess it is. Like, Celiana is someone who is you see her face just like grow wide as you like go into this dark emotional hole, and there's this look of panic as she like searches for like anything to say, because like comfort's not her forte. It's really not. She has this presence to her that's aloof and proud and like cold. And so like you see a little bit of that facade breaking like with her family. But when she's with you, she's very formal, and she relaxes as soon as you change the subject, and she says, yes, that's she names like a couple constellations, and then well, I must retire. See you in the morning.
Probably before she goes, like, Kiara's probably mentally calmed herself, and so she, like, before going, she wants to leave it on a slightly higher note because, you know, she's not well of her dad, so she doesn't want to, like, leave her with this foreboding thought. So she's like, it's alright, though. He's very brave.
He is.
Made out of stronger steel than most things. That's why he does good for others.
Indeed,
Also on your house. I'm sorry.
Sorry, I thought you would pause, and I paused anyway. Yes, I agree. He is a brave man. I had happiness for a time because of him. She turns in. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Mckenna. Unless anyone else has anything else they want to do, because I want to end on Mckenna's note.
Okay.
All right. Mckenna, you, Luna. You, what are you doing?
She is going to sleep, and she's trying to get into the dreamscape because she wants to. She's freaking out, and she wants to talk to her mom, and this is the only way she knows how to do that.
Okay.
Carter is also hoping, it's like, okay, my thing crumbled, but that doesn't necessarily mean I'm not a druid. It's just it's a hard time right now. Yeah, that.
Just play that music for you. So you're trying to concentrate, and you're just tossing and turning from all the anxiety of everything that's been happening. You know, you've lost this, you've lost that, you have a curse on you. You don't know which way to go, or you don't know what this will mean to your family, and you fall into like an uneasy sleep. Okay, well, I wasn't going to do this, but I'll do it because she seemed to want to do it. So, she falls into a sleep and wakes in the glade where druids meet in their dreams. And you think, yeah, I'm here, I'm fine, I'm okay. And you call out in the same way that you've known. And you feel your thoughts just spread out into the ether and just keep going on and on and on.
She'll start running.
Forever. She starts running.
She's over here.
Yeah, you run through these glades. The more you run, the more you try to spread this thought out. The deeper this sense of just nothing coming back to you. There's no reply. Nothing comes back. It's not even like, oh, this person just isn't asleep now. It's just nothing. Like you were a void. Like you were the only person to ever exist, and the only person who ever will exist. And you're crippled by this sense of just emptiness and the idea that you'll be forever alone. And you hear these voices call to you, Luna. You don't recognize them. Who are these people?
She's getting like kind of creeped out that there's like voices, so she's gonna like actually call out to Mylukia because now she's really upset.
You call out to Mylukia, expecting to hear her snide voice. And you're used to this sense of connection. And you reach into that mindset that you try to reach for that thread of connection. And it's like it's slack. It's like nothing is there. The connection's not there.
So it's like hyperventilating. It's like, it's alright, she doesn't like scream when she's angry, but I'm not allowed to swear on.
You have to think of other ways to express your anger.
Yeah.
You, their footsteps are coming towards you. What do? Do you run again?
Well, yeah.
Okay,
Right now she just has no solid information on the work here, what happened.
So you run, and you come, you fall, like the ground beneath your feet just vanishes away, and then you fall, and you come to a place that's actually familiar. You see, it's your mother's greenhouse, and she's next to you. You see her tending her plants, and she's talking to you. And you see her going through her normal motions of she sings to her plants and brings them gently into growth. And in front of you, there's this pot, and it's just this, it's your pot.
Yeah.
And in the pot, there's just this sad, withered sprout.
Mm-hmm.
And you're just like, well, whatever, not a big deal. You look out, you see Lionel and your dad are sparring and throwing, and making fun of each other. Mm-hmm. And then Rolf and Estrella are, tied at the hip like they usually are, and they're jeering at Lionel, because he's currently losing. Mm-hmm. And you see your cat Artie just dozing in the sun next to Dozer, the big family dog. You feel a sense of peace here. You remember this is something home where you belong. And next to you, you feel a warm hand. It's Galak, and he whispers something to you, but you're not sure what it is. And you're just happy. And then you hear the footsteps again. Thump, 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 thump.
Are they like horses?
They sound strong, they sound powerful, like they're coming after you. But Luna's not sure who they are, and it kind of freaks her out. And they're calling your name. Luna, come to us. It's sourceless and it echoes in your mind, and you see something far off in like one of the glades of your family's land, and there's something glinting over there, and it's just you've been through the land a million times, but you've never seen something there, and you're sure you would have noticed it before, but you walk over and you can see this silver something. Maybe it's a sword in the distant planet in the ground. And you feel like it's yours, but also not yours at the same time. And then your vision grows fuzzy. And you start feeling this bad feeling. You go back to the greenhouse, and then you realize something's wrong. The garden it's rotten, it's horrid. The place here has been plagued. All the plants are shriveled and dead. The grass is yellow and brown. Your family's gone. You go to the greenhouse, certain that this is the origin of whatever this is, and you go to it and you see your pot, and this pot is the origin of this horrid plague. And you turn around and your parents are there, and they're like, Luna, what have you done? You ruined everything.
Mom,
all you had to do was take care of this one plant.
Mom, please help me.
And I was like,
what's happening?
The garden's ruined. And
I'm sorry, I don't know what I did.
And you look around, Lionel's just like, I knew you couldn't cut it. I knew you'd never be good enough. Galak grabs your hand, and he's like, I knew it. You were a liar. You lied to me about what you were. And Rolf and Estrella are just like looking at you with disgust. They're like, and the world around you grows dark, and suddenly these shadows emerge. These half-formed, misshapen wolves come from the shadows, snarling and growling. They charge after you.
Mom, no! Mom!
They turn their back on you. And you flee. You flee into the woods, running from these beasts. You hear the voices in your head vaguely saying, Luna, reach out. And the clouds above you darken, and the thunder rolls and echoes, hearts thundering in your chest. You're slowing down, you can't outpace them. And then the beasts surround you. You cannot run. And the voices call again once more, Luna! Then the clouds above you form, and lightning strikes the ground by you. It strikes actually you, and you feel this power surging through you, like it's searing you from the inside out, reforming what you used to be into something new, and then fire erupts out of you, and all the beasts around you crumple into ash. Exhausted and defeated, you fall to your knees. And you look down, and there's a small daffodil amongst the ashes. The voices echo one more time. Luna, we are waiting. And that's your dream.
So,
Do you want to end there, or do you?
Luna's just like so confused because she's like, what's going on? Because she knows about the daffodil, like that, like the wolf is like the main symbol of the family, but she knows that the daffodil is pretty heavily involved. And there's like a lot of.
Yeah. Do you think she'd like scream awake or something, or just wake up in a cold sweat?
Like I think it's like she's. Because like she's also angry at Olivia because she's like, I did everything you told me to do and now you're just not here.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know what's happening. And
I
Go kill fairies.
what did she say?
So I think Luna would call out because Ellie, you would hear Luna calling out in her sleep.
Oh yeah, I was running over.
Luna, are you okay?
And anyone else who, she probably was pretty loud calling out. So if the other two want to come to her, you can.
Yeah, I'd definitely be trying to get a room that's like right next to Luna. I'll be the first.
Yeah, so you guys come into the room.
I left it up to the dice. I rolled a 2. Apparently, Ciara sleeps like a rock when she finally gets around to it.
Yeah, she's conked out. She's just out. So the two of you come into Luna's room. Luna, what do you look like?
She kind of looks like herself, but the marks are spread further, and like this hair on her arms is actually starting to look like thicker, like stiffer.
Yeah, does she look visibly shaken and
Yes.
visibly shaken, hyperventilating, in distress, and
Just like that stupid heifer.
Luna, it's okay.
No,
It was just a dream.
It's not just like
Keyanthi is going to run back to the room and get that potion she said to freeze all that and come back.
it's not just a dream. It's not coming back.
What's coming back?
It's not coming back.
That's not...
I hug her and embrace her, and I'm like,
No, it's okay. We'll figure this out. You'll get your powers back. I'm do everything I
That
can.
bitch! That would be in her vocabulary. She's an doctor.
That's how
She's
Keyanthi will return now with the focus there. She's going to come back with the potion. I'm going to be like, here. Come and smell this. Maybe Keyanthi can be like turning into something weird,
I did everything she said.
are you talking about Olivia?
Yeah. Everything she told me to do, I did it. And for once in my life, I didn't actually protest. I wanted to. How she's not even holding her into the deal. She can't do this.
I mean, maybe she isn't supposed to do anything.
Yes, she is.
I mean,
That was.
maybe you have a new fate.
It's not what matters. This is she lied to me. She made me lie to everybody else.
And Ellie, it sounds like you're at a loss for words.
Yeah.
So you just
I look at her and I'm like,
Well, maybe she doesn't deserve you. I mean, I wouldn't want anybody lying to me. Maybe you're better off not having her.
But she.
At this point, Ciara probably wanders in like half like really groggy because she probably heard Keyanthi running up and down.
My camera deck.
So yeah,
oh, it's okay. You're on the screen too.
We're heading
She said,
She actually try like, I don't know, she bought the potion, she could actually try like put it on Luna.
like pour it on her head.
Grow!
Just like rubbing it on her cheeks to like help soothe her.
Stop that! She said if I did all those things, she'd make me a druid.
I'm sorry, could you repeat that one more time? What did you say?
And then she said if I did all those things, she'd make me a druid. And I did them.
If she did all those things, she would make her a druid.
Okay. I didn't hear it. Okay,
I didn't want to do any of it. I just wanted to make them happy.
I mean, maybe there's.
Everyone's gonna hate me for it.
Well, I don't believe that's going to be true.
How can I go? How can I go home like this? Like, I'm supposed to be a leader for people, and I can't just. Like, I can't do that as a werewolf. Like, that's not gonna take me. I'm not a druid anymore. Because I care about like how I became a druid.
Ciara, like, halfway away. Who says you're not a druid anymore?
I'm not. I can't shapeshift. I can't do any of my magic. It's all gone.
I mean, I
Gone
don't.
because it was borrowed?
I mean, I don't know if you're going to be a druid or if you're going to get your powers, but we're going to work really hard to help you and heal you and figure out what's happening to you. But I do know one thing. I'm not your friend because you're a druid.
That's how we became friends.
Yeah, but like nature, everything is changing. The seasons never stay the same. Animals migrate. And they adapt. I mean, we thought Biotrap was a bad cut, but she helped Keyanthi. There's so many things that we just don't know. Things that could change. Things that could help us.
So this is a
What's going on? I know that I thought, the way that I used to live, I thought there would only be that one way to be. It was one I was going to be forever. But already my life has changed so much. But maybe this is a change that needs to be. You'll live on beyond this. Even if you think you can't, you'll live on.
but I'm dangerous now. I can't go.
Dangerous or just stronger?
You tell me.
Maybe.
I'm pretty sure I attacked you. I don't remember well, but I'm pretty sure I did.
Ciara sort of smiled. I was proud of you. When you were you're proud.
Now has lived beyond that attack as well, and so do you, and so do the rest of us. We're not alone in this.
It's like learning a new weapon. You don't always know how to fire it or swing it, and every so often you might lose a finger, stab a hand, shoot a foot, maybe yours, maybe someone else's. But you have to learn it. And if it's the druid craft that it has really hung up, I'm sure we could find you can find a different avenue to pull from. And if there's nothing to be done about your current condition, others have learned to live that way. I'm sure you'll find your way as well.
But I don't want to join the gang of werewolves were I thought you and I were on good terms too.
Well, who said you were going to join them?
Yeah,
Who said you're going to join them? You're stuck with us. From what I can tell, I think you're stuck with us.
No, I thought my family. I lied to them for years. Now I'm this.
Well, if they can't accept you for who you are, or
Well, I want them to, but they won't.
What do you think we should do then?
I don't know.
Would family not accept you?
How could they? Would your family accept you?
Okay. Touché.
Turn to Kiara. What about yours?
I don't hardly know, but I hardly believe that that's up to me.
It's not up to me
I have a
either.
family that would have gladly accepted if I simply just stayed. And the other half I'm sure if I found them, I'd be able to get an earful if I just asked. But right now, it's more of an issue of accepting myself. The battle of them trying to accept me is theirs to fight.
we don't.
It's the internal that's harder, in my experience.
Don't let them decide for you.
What are we gonna do? Just say you're going to love me because I said so.
I mean, if they're family, then yeah, they will accept you.
Well, maybe not at first. No journey is easy. They might start off that maybe they do at the start. Or it starts off hard and it takes some time to either accept it, just like it take you time to accept and control it. Or carry it, whatever. But maybe
My dad's gonna be so angry.
Luna, are you afraid that they won't love you because you want them to love you, or because you're afraid that without their love you're alone?
Well, why would I want them to love me if it wasn't that it meant I wasn't alone? Isn't that what most love is? Or wanting someone to love you?
Love is hard. It's hard, especially when you want something. And especially hard when you know you can't have something. Regardless of whether someone wants you or not, you can love them as deeply as anything, but if you can't have it, then you still love it, but it's not there. But someone could love you as much as they can, but it could be a difference of belief, a difference of location, a difference of strength. There's lots of things that could disrupt it, but I hope that in all things love does endure in some small portions, whether it's in the faith of a fellow friend or in the steel of a fellow warrior or in the comfort of someone you hope will welcome you back after a long journey. And nothing is, that's the thing, love isn't promised. But the hope is that maybe past everything, when they feel that you love them, and when they are able to get past whatever it is that's scares them, upsets them, disappoints them, maybe feeling that love for you will be enough. And if it takes them time, you're not alone. I mean, I think you have a few friends in this room who will still stand by your side, regardless of what they say, what they feel, or at least until they get their heads on straight and find out that you didn't do it on purpose. You didn't hurt them on purpose. You didn't change on purpose, and you didn't get bit on purpose, for God. You didn't get bit on purpose, and you didn't just misplace your druid craft. And if they can't suck it up and look past that, then maybe they have some growing to do.
Might be right. I'm sorry, that's all I
Have
know.
some confidence, lass. Be more of us at least.
Yeah, no matter what, you have us.
Okay. I'm just. I know I'm having so much choice.
Okay. Do you guys hug it out?
Oh yeah, we got it out.
We don't want to initiate, but she'll accept.
Ellie, you.
Oh, of course I initiate. I've been hugging her.
Yeah, so you guys join the hug. Would you guys hug her? I don't want to put words. Alright.
I was planning on believing on her.
Oh, yeah. Alright, you guys hug it out. And we'll end there. Thanks for watching, guys.
Hello, this is Tiffany, your DM. Thank you so much for listening to Dungeon Damsels. We really appreciate all your support. Please be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. That really helps us out. And if you're interested, we also have a Patreon as well as a podcast version of our show. You can find it on Spotify, TuneIn, Podcast, Podbean, and pretty much anywhere where podcasts are. Thank you again so much, and we hope to hear from you soon.